Good evening, everyone. I'm Sarah Kobolensky, the president of the board of the New Hampshire Center for Nonprofits, and it's my great privilege to welcome you on behalf of the staff and board of the center to this evening's event. This is a special night, and although we can't gather in person, we are excited about this virtual opportunity to recognize the outstanding work of New Hampshire's nonprofit community. The sector has navigated the last few months with passion, commitment, and enduring energy and effort. Tonight, we honor the board, staff, and volunteers who have dedicated themselves to this work. It's also an opportunity to honor and thank the partners who believe along with us that a strong, vibrant nonprofit sector is vital to the social fabric and economic vitality of the state. The sponsors for this evening's event include Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare Foundation, Eastern Bank, E&S Insurance Services, Bellwether Community Credit Union, Hessian and Paray, and Southern New Hampshire University. I also want to make special note and give special thanks to the many people who submitted nominations for the awards tonight. There were over 70 nominations received, and you can only imagine the difficult challenge that the selection committee faced in narrowing it down to the award recipients for tonight. We thank all of those nominators, and we applaud the impact that all of the nominees are making in our communities. Now, I'm pleased to introduce the presentation of the 2020 Nonprofit Impact Awards.
Hi, my name is Kathleen Reardon, and I'm the CEO of the New Hampshire Center for Nonprofits. Each year, we present Nonprofit Impact Awards to recognize nonprofit organizations and leaders for their exceptional service and impact on our communities. Normally, we'd be together to recognize these honorees and celebrate the impact that nonprofits have in our lives. And though we're not physically together this evening, it seems even more important to pause and reflect upon the work of nonprofits across New Hampshire. Nonprofits have stepped up to meet the needs in our communities, quickly adapting their programs to fill gaps in services and to keep their constituents, colleagues, and volunteers safe. I've been inspired by the creative tenacity demonstrated across the sector as board and staff leaders alike have thought about their missions and found new ways to achieve them. Collectively, the sector has come together as advocates and leaders, demonstrating our ongoing commitment to our neighbors and communities. And we stand together now, ready to work alongside partners to meet the challenges ahead. Tonight, we're together to recognize our 2020 Nonprofit Impact honorees. By shining a spotlight on these leaders and organizations, we celebrate and highlight the vision, passion, and commitment that is embodied throughout our nonprofit sector. The Nonprofit Impact Award recognizes nonprofits whose performance and exceptional service to the community sets a high standard of quality and demonstrates effective strategy, execution, and impact. I'm pleased to present a 2020 Nonprofit Impact Award to the Mayhew program. For more than 50 years, Mayhew has helped boys believe in themselves, work well with others, and find their best selves. Mayhew sets a high standard for the boys in their program and for their own organizational excellence. They are known for their top-notch, time-tested program model, for their highly qualified and compassionate leadership and staff, for effective financial management and use of resources, and for careful planning and strategic growth. But most of all, Mayhew is known for their abiding dedication to their mission and the boys the program serves. The Mayhew team is still learning and evolving, ensuring the organization will have a significant impact on New Hampshire boys for generations to come. Please join me in congratulating the Mayhew program as a Nonprofit Impact Award honoree, and welcome Jim Newt, Executive Director, to accept the award.
For the staff and the board, thank you, New Hampshire Center for Nonprofits, for recognizing Mayhew with the 2020 Nonprofit Impact Award. We are grateful to be joining our fellow honorees, Terry Statt-Kooning, Laura Canoy, Carolyn Benthian, Arts and Reach, and the Raymond Coalition for Youth. Some great company for sure. And over 50 years now, Mayhew's been in the great company of the at-risk New Hampshire boys that we're here to serve, challenging and helping them to believe in themselves, to work well with others, to find their best. Oftentimes, they're showing us what it means to be good and giving people. They're incredible people. They just need a chance to see that for themselves, to learn it, to act on it, and especially in the toughest times, to be reminded of it again and again. Mayhew is here for the boys year-round for 8 full years, tuition-free, through the support that it receives from hundreds and hundreds across the state and the region. And it works because of the passion and the talent and the dedication of the staff and the board. Shortly after COVID-19 really hit here in the state, the staff shifted within a week from in-person visits with the boys to visiting with them remotely through Zoom and phone and text and any other online way we could find, doing virtual art projects with the boys, zooming in to help them during tough school projects, doing online soccer games between Lakes Region boys and Manchester boys, doing an online statewide chess tournament. Chess has always been a huge Mayhew sport. Through all the ups and downs, as we always try to do, being there for the boys in every way that we can, so that they know that they can be there for themselves and the people around them. And all along the way has been the board, shifting their fundraising and advocacy efforts on the fly, standing stronger for the boys than ever before, trying to provide some clarity and some sure footing in some really scary, uncertain times. It is an honor to be on this team with the staff, the board, with all of you. I thank you so much for your support on behalf of Mayhew.
I'm pleased to present a 2020 Nonprofit Impact Award to Arts in Reach. Arts in Reach is an exceptional organization that empowers teenage girls through mentoring and arts programs. Starting as an arts-focused day camp that served 9 girls, the organization has steadily grown, developing innovative, high-quality programs that help girls build self-confidence and skills at a critical time in their lives. The board and leadership have remained steadfast in their commitment to ensuring their programs are accessible to all girls by charging no fees and providing transportation. Ongoing research and evaluation of its programs shows that Arts in Reach has a transformational impact on the girls it serves, helping them develop skills for their futures. Please join me in congratulating Arts in Reach as a Nonprofit Impact Award honoree, and welcome Deborah Holloway, Executive Director, to accept the award.
Thank you, Kathleen. On behalf of the Arts in Reach Board of Directors, staff, volunteers, and dedicated donors, we are profoundly grateful for this Nonprofit Impact Award. This award recognizes the importance of AIR's mission to empower teenage girls through inclusive, creative community. Over the past 23 years, AIR has served 1,800 teens from the greater seacoast of New Hampshire. We began in 1997 as a summer day camp for a handful of middle school girls and have evolved into a year-round series of 12 programs for approximately 100 teens ages 13 to 22. At AIR, teens collaborate with professional artists to create visual, literary, and performing arts and to present their art to public audiences. In the process, they gain confidence, resilience, and self-advocacy. Through group mentoring and support, teens build a strong sense of self-worth and the essential skills for them to thrive in education, careers, and life. As one of our alumnae said, AIR helped me realize my capabilities, my strengths, and even my weaknesses. I learned so much about myself and my passions, and that it is okay to speak up for myself in all aspects of life. According to alumnae, AIR helps 70% cope with anxiety, depression, and bullying, and 75% report that AIR helped them avoid substance use and suicidal thoughts, enabling them to become valuable contributors to our communities and economies. Not only is AIR impactful for girls as they navigate their challenging teenage years, but its lasting impact on them persists as they grow up, empowering them to be involved in and contribute to their communities for generations. Girls with positive role models and safe, supportive environments go on to instill healthy values in their own children and pass along the same encouragement, confidence, and sense of self-worth. I'd like to thank the Center for Nonprofits for the important work you do for all of the essential organizations across the state of New Hampshire. This Nonprofit Impact Award is a great honor that belongs to every staff member, board member, volunteer, donor, and corporate sponsor who has supported AIR over the past 23 years. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Bill Brewster, Vice President, New Hampshire Regional Market Leader for Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare. We're delighted to be able to present the 4th Healthy Community Impact Award this year to a very deserving organization and one that is very much aligned with Harvard Pilgrim's own mission of building healthy communities. Through the work of Harvard Pilgrim's Foundation, last year alone, we provided more than $313,000 in grants to not-for-profit organizations across New Hampshire to help increase access to fresh, healthy food for low-income families and communities. We know that eating well is the first step to good health. In addition, Harvard Pilgrim employees volunteered more than 280 hours last year, giving back to New Hampshire communities where we live and work. Service is one of our core values, and we work together to help improve the well-being of our friends and neighbors, a quality our award recipient tonight also embodies. When the selection committee sat down together to review the applicants for this award, we had in mind 3 things. Does this organization work to increase access to care? Have they created positive change for members of their community? And lastly, are they making New Hampshire communities stronger? RAYMOND Coalition for Youth is doing all of those things. They're a true grassroots coalition that has been empowering the community to promote positive youth development and reduce youth substance use and suicide risk since 2002. The coalition works with a strategic and collaborative approach to improve the lives of young people. They connect resources, provide opportunities for all members of the community to get involved, and most importantly, engage and empower the youth of Raymond. They do this by working proactively to create positive environments that support young people in living healthy, happy lives. RAYMOND Coalition for Youth represents community at its best. Please join me and the New Hampshire Center for Nonprofits in congratulating RAYMOND Coalition for Youth, this year's recipient of the Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare Healthy Community Impact Award. And join me in welcoming Celeste Clark, Executive Director, to accept this award.
Hi, I'm Celeste Clark, the Director of the RAYMOND Coalition for Youth. It is my honor to be accepting this 2020 New Hampshire Nonprofit Impact Award on behalf of the RAYMOND Coalition for Youth. This certainly isn't how we expected to be accepting it. We thought we would be with our board members, our staff members, people who support the RAYMOND Coalition for Youth, and most importantly, our young people who are the most actively engaged part of the coalition. We've been around since 2002 promoting positive, healthy choices for our young people, and we do it by working together, which is why it's a success. In 2002, Raymond was identified as a community that had higher than normal, compared to the state of New Hampshire, substance misuse rates for alcohol, marijuana, tobacco, and other drugs. Over the years, we've put in a lot of programming, safe messaging, activities, and really engaged our young people and the adults in the community to support them so that they feel valued and welcomed by everybody. All of these things combined, along with some other things, have resulted in the 2019 Youth Risk Behavior Survey results, which shows that Raymond, New Hampshire is well below the state of New Hampshire when it comes to substance misuse. This is a huge success and a testament to all of the work that all of us do each and every day. A special thank you to Harvard Pilgrim Health Foundation for recognizing our work, for recognizing all of the efforts that go into supporting a healthy community. I want to thank them, and I want to thank everybody who is a member of the coalition. Our work matters, and we are making a difference, and I thank you. Have a great day.
The Board Impact Award honors an individual who has served New Hampshire through exemplary nonprofit board service and overall leadership. Our 2020 Board Impact honoree is Carolyn Benthien. It would be hard to imagine anyone who has had such a broad and extensive impact on New Hampshire nonprofit boards through her own volunteer service as well as her work as a consultant to nonprofits. Carolyn has served on an impressive array of boards in both the nonprofit and for-profit sector, frequently taking on leadership roles and breaking new ground. Carolyn was the first female chairperson for the Society for the Protection of New Hampshire Forests and served on the founding boards of several organizations, including the Women's Fund of New Hampshire, the Marion John Elliott Charitable Foundation, and Leadership New Hampshire. Just as important as where she served is how Carolyn serves. Carolyn brings her expertise in fund development and governance to the boardroom, and she's a passionate ambassador for the organization outside the boardroom. She believes in the power of nonprofits to create change and has put that into action throughout her career. Please join me in congratulating Carolyn Benthien as this year's Board Impact Award honoree and welcome Carolyn to accept the award.
I want to express my thanks to Kathleen, to Lorette, to the board at the New Hampshire Center for Nonprofits, to those folks who nominated me for this really humbling honor. I am very, very grateful. So thank you to all. It's a strange time for so many of us. How I wish we could all be gathered in one room. I could look at the faces of so many folks that I have worked with over the years. Know that I send heartfelt good wishes to all of you, whether I know you or not, at this challenging time. As I think back in the humility of accepting this award to how I got here, and believe me, I won't go into all of it, but all I knew was that I wanted to work with people and I wanted to make a difference. I was hired back in Ohio after my husband and I married to be a director of United Way in Portsmouth, Ohio. They had not met their goal in 16 years, and that set me on my United Way career. I was with 3 United Ways over a 16-year period, landing in Manchester in the early 80s, and was there for 11 years. At the same time, I began to be involved on boards and committees, and felt such deep satisfaction from working in a nonprofit, but also serving on the various boards and committees. Then in '93 left United Way and joined my husband in the consulting work, which is what I've been doing for the majority of the last 26 years, focused again on nonprofits. There's a realization that happened along the way that I found great joy and satisfaction and incredible sense of accomplishment in working with groups in such synergy when the moment would come together to begin to address issues and fulfill mission and vision for so many nonprofits. It was hard work. It wasn't always fun, but the satisfaction that I got lives with me to this day. I learned more than I gave, I think, about human dynamics, about the organizations I was involved with, and that has been incredibly important to me. Over the years, I've mentored a lot of folks in as a consultant, when I was at United Way. and just over recent years with a lot of independent folks who've sought me out. And that too has been incredibly fulfilling. I am right now mentoring a young woman who's in her late 20s. She is an incredibly talented young woman, but she doesn't know it. When I asked her where she wanted to work or did she have an idea, she said she wanted to make money and she wanted to go into the for-profit sector. I tried to explain to her that you can make money when you're in the nonprofit sector. I salute the Center for Nonprofits for elevating the nonprofit sector to become that third strong leg of a stool that really does take on the issues of our society. I think that's critically important. Business, government, nonprofit sector. So with that, here I am today. I have to thank my husband Randy and my son Josh and Jesse for giving up an awful lot as I went off to board meetings and committee meetings and work and traveled the state and beyond. I thank all of you for caring so much, for giving me the opportunity to serve, giving me the opportunity to make a difference. My life is richer because of all of you. I'm indeed grateful, and I send virtual hugs to all of you.
Our New Hampshire Impact Award honors nonprofit employees who demonstrate exceptional commitment to their organization, their community, and the sector, and whose leadership has been integral to significant advancements in New Hampshire. I'm pleased to present a New Hampshire Impact Award to Tess Stack-Kinnig. Tess is President and Chief Executive Officer at Bi-State Primary Care Association. Tess has devoted her career to improving public health. In every job she's held, in the testimony she gives, on the boards and committees she serves, and in the classes she teaches. Her leadership in ensuring people have access to comprehensive healthcare services, especially those who are most vulnerable, has resulted in expanded services for preventative care, behavioral health, substance misuse, and dental care for children and adults. Tess is a dedicated leader with a passion for sharing and learning. She is an invaluable resource to her colleagues in the nonprofit sector as a connector, a sounding board, mentor, and friend. Please join me in congratulating Tess Stack-Kinnig as a New Hampshire Impact Award honoree and welcome Tess to accept the award.
Thank you, Kathleen. Let me begin by thanking the New Hampshire Center for Nonprofit staff and board for the honor of receiving the Center's Nonprofit Impact Award. I'm very humbled to receive this recognition. The Center plays a vital role in embracing and celebrating the value our nonprofits play in New Hampshire. Nonprofits collectively are organizations with a mission to give back. I want to thank my colleagues at Bi-State who are the backbone and pillar of all our efforts. I'd like to extend my great appreciation to my board, who have provided me with their generous time and support and leadership. Bi-State's mission is to assure all people in New Hampshire and Vermont have access to high-quality, affordable primary health care. Bi-State's work is to assure community health centers can serve patients across the state. So I'm grateful to the health centers, our healthcare heroes on the front lines serving 325,000 people across Vermont and New Hampshire. Last, I would not have had the privilege of working at Bi-State for 25 years without the loving support of my husband Keith and my children Gerard and Annie. They have been steadfast by my side as soldiers for the cause. What attracted me to Bi-State was the comprehensive whole-person, whole-family approach that the health centers use. Health centers provide medical, oral and dental health, behavioral and mental health services, and they treat those with substance use disorder through medication-assisted treatment and community support. Health centers care for your neighbors. They care for your community. They care for our homeless and for our veterans. They care for our moms and dads and children and grandparents, all ages, all ethnic backgrounds, all languages. Health centers take the term health care and turn it into caring for your health.
The health centers were born out of the 1960s civil rights movement, the war on poverty, social justice, and equity. The health centers have grown to serve 30 million people across our nation. The health centers know the prescription for hunger is food security. The prescription for advancing is education. The prescription for homelessness is housing, and the prescription for surviving is economic stability. The services of the health center have never been more important than now. Health centers have served you for over 40 years in New Hampshire. They've served you during the opioid crisis, and they serve you now during the COVID-19 pandemic. Health centers are open during the pandemic, not only for COVID testing and for symptoms, but for you to get your prenatal visit, your well child care, a checkup on your diabetes, on your asthma or heart disease. Our work at Bi-State is to be your voice, a voice for everyone in New Hampshire and Vermont, for everyone to have a health home, to be a voice with the governor, with the Senate and House, with policymakers and our federal members of Congress. As a clinician having worked in cardiac ICU and in remote villages in Nepal, I have seen healthcare systems that work and those that do not work as well. The health centers are proven healthcare providers that work. Since receiving this award, the world has changed. Our lives have changed. We are living with COVID-19, and we have a social justice movement emerging. And healthcare and our nonprofits are responding to those changes. However, the future looks bright, and it looks challenging. Now and into the future, health centers will do more telehealth visits, more home visits. They'll meet you where you are. As Bi-State moves forward, we will work with our partner, the Center for Nonprofits, and our nonprofit community partners in the state to continue the great legacy of this state working in partnership, working together to craft a future that accepts us all, that is open and embracing and that sees the best in all of us and celebrates together the best of New Hampshire. Thank you again for this high honor and for allowing me to accept this award on behalf of so many who care deeply and make a difference for you every day. Thank you.
I'm pleased to present a 2020 New Hampshire Impact Award to Laura Kanoy. Laura is well known to Granite Staters as the host of New Hampshire Public Radio's flagship talk show, The Exchange. She's being recognized for bringing awareness and dialogue to critical issues New Hampshire nonprofits are working to address. Laura has hosted countless nonprofit leaders on her show, shining a light on the mission of their organizations. For many nonprofits, being a guest on The Exchange serves as a catalyst, helping build momentum and engagement on the issues and social changes that they are championing. Laura and her team don't shy away from examining controversial issues that impact New Hampshire residents and our communities. Rather, she is known for presenting them in a respectful manner, offering opportunities for deeper dialogue and understanding. Please join me in congratulating Laura Kanoy as a New Hampshire Impact Award honoree, and welcome Laura to accept the award.
Hi everybody, it's Laura Kanoy. Welcome to my home office and I haven't had my hair cut in 3 months pandemic hairstyle. Thanks to everybody at the Center for this amazing honor, which expresses your gratitude for my work highlighting the endeavors of nonprofits in our state. But it's really the many essential nonprofits that make my job so much easier. How else could I help my audience discover and understand the issues that matter without your expertise, your caring, and your unwavering commitment to making New Hampshire a better place for all of us? You all do such important work and likely make sacrifices to do that work. Your time, your well-being, and probably your financial reward isn't as big as if you'd chosen a for-profit career. But surely it is gratifying to go to bed at night knowing you truly help make New Hampshire a better place to live, to work, and in normal times, a better place to gather and enjoy its many wonders. Most important, you help so many people in our state have the chance to reach their full potential. So as they said in the movie Broadcast News, right back at ya. Look it up, by the way. It's a great film from the 80s about the news business. The honor has been mine to uncover and amplify the great work that you do and to educate others in our state about it through so many hours of the thoughtful conversations that we've had with nonprofit leaders and staff. Now, I want to reflect for just a moment about NHPR's nonprofit status. It's amusing to me to see other news organizations adopt our model of funding. For a long time, the way public media raised money to produce its news was sort of the weird outlier in the journalism world. Now it's becoming the next big thing, as other news outlets struggle, as they discover their old models don't work so well anymore, and they're adopting ours. Public media is fueled by the public. It's a responsibility and a privilege we at NHPR take very seriously. So, not to sound like a fundraiser, but I do want to thank those of you who have supported NHPR's nonprofit status over the years by being a member. Lastly, I want to offer my hope that this pandemic has shown everyone how vital our state's nonprofit community really is. And I want to express my deep wish that you're all able to emerge from this with the support and appreciation you so much deserve. Thank you.
Thank you once again for joining us this evening and coming together to celebrate our collective impact. We are truly inspired by these honorees and hope that this awards ceremony has helped you to enter into that experience with us. We truly look forward to meeting with you in person for this event next year. Good night.